What is up, fight fans? You're listening to Silly Gilly Goose MMA show, where three UFC diehards, not experts, break down the fight game one card at a time. I'm Mason.
I'm Noah.
And I'm Connor.
Today, we'll be talking about recent fight news, our post-fight analysis for UFC Fight Night, Strickland versus Hernandez in Houston. Then we will go into our breakdown of UFC Fight Night, Moreno versus Kavanaugh, including our picks and our golden geese for the card. Then we are going to end the show with who we think will be holding each belt on December 31st, 2026. Guys, how's it going?
Good man. How's everything going?
Going pretty good. We had a pretty good card. Um, yeah,
Kind of a slow start, but it ended the night very, very well, I could say. What do you
yeah.
say, Connor?
Definitely a very strong main card that made up for a very weak prelims. Yeah.
All right, let's get into the fights. First fight of the night, we had Carly Judas versus Juliana Miller. Judges gave it unanimously to Carly Judas 30-27, 29-28, and 29-28. What's your guys' thoughts on this fight?
Judas looked crispy. I mean, she lived up to her nickname. It got really good there at the end too. Judas was really on point with her striking. I mean, she looked really good, and hopefully we'll see her soon.
I
Connor?
was I was really impressed with Juliana Miller's durability. First woman to take Carly Judas, or first woman to lose to Carly Judas by decision. Carly Judas always wins by knockout, so it's awesome to see her get a first career decision win. But I was really impressed with Juliana Miller. She was really durable. I thought she was going to get knocked out a few times, but she just kept hanging in there and kept throwing.
Yeah, she had a really good, some really good takedowns in there, and she took Judas's back a few times even, and she put that rear naked choke in the one time. I thought she was gonna get that late stoppage with the sub, but
Yeah,
yeah, like you guys said, Carla Judas's striking looked very well. I would like to see her work on her grappling a little bit, her ground game. She kind of struggled on the ground. Juliana Miller showed she was a little bit better than her, but I
Yeah.
think that Judas probably gets a ranked opponent in her next fight. I mean, she's looked really good since she's got into the UFC.
Oh yeah, definitely. With a win streak like that, she'll definitely be finding herself with someone right outside the or right on the edge of 15. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, 3 wins in a row. Two coming by KO. And yeah, I did think that she was gonna. I thought Miller was gonna get that sub in, but I mean, Judas. I mean, she went through the adversity and she got it done. So props to her. That was a really good win.
And then our second fight of the night, we had Jordan Levitt versus Yadier Davali. All three judges scored this 29-28 for Jordan Levitt. What do you guys think on this one, Mason?
Yeah, this is a pretty good fight. I had Levitt going into it. I think Levitt looked really good. Very good, like grappling and wrestling. Some good takedowns. I liked what I saw from him. Hopefully that he can, bounce back and he beat Del Valle, who was undefeated, 10-0. So, yeah, I thought it was a good fight.
Kind of what's your thoughts on this one?
Didn't really surprise me coming in. I knew the betting line was way off on this one. I had Jordan Levitt going into this one as well. We said that on the pod a few weeks ago. I mean, he did exactly what we know what he was going to do. He just went in, just only shooting takedowns, and just landed a whole bunch of control time. Had some great reversals on Yadier, and it was a beautiful, beautiful win by Jordan.
Yeah, Jordan was having a lot of fun out there too. It was his first fight down actually from 155. Uh, he kind of showed that he needed to go to down a weight class. He kind of looked like really big for featherweight. Uh, Del Valle didn't really have an answer for Levitt's takedown game. I feel like Jordan really controlled the battle on the ground with Del Valle, and that's what's won him the fight.
Yeah, I mean, uh, Jordan had what was 4 for 8 with his takedowns. And whoever said it, I don't remember who said it, but his reversals were really nice. He
Yeah,
definitely was having a
crispy.
lot of fun. A lot of fun. He was spanking Del Valle.
Yeah,
He was kind of like emoting the whole time. Like he wanted to let Del Valle know that he was having fun. And yeah, I mean, he looked really good. I liked what I saw from Levitt.
Yeah, there
yeah.
was a
He's always Go ahead, Connor.
There was a transition that he had in the second round where he was shooting a takedown and Yadier defended it with a guillotine, and then he kind of just let Yadier mount him a little bit, and he just kind of flipped him up over him, and he was able to just land right in mount or side control. It was insanely smooth, and I hadn't seen anything like it. It was awesome.
Yeah, and he had that at the end of the round. I don't remember if it was round 1 or 2, but he fell backwards and then went straight into a heel hook. And it looked pretty deep too, but it was end of the round. But
yeah, he did that the first 2 rounds.
yeah, he's exciting.
All right, let's get into our next fight of the night. We had John Paul Lebensani versus Phil Rowe, a split decision, 29-28 on the judges' scorecards. And I didn't really agree with that. What's your guys' thoughts on this fight?
I think JPL looked really good. I think he was in control for most of the fight. I think I would have scored it 30-27. But it was honestly kind of an exciting fight.
Yeah,
Connor, what's you?
I don't agree with the split decision at all. Phil Rowe just looked like a deer in the headlights those first 2 rounds. He was just kind of standing there, not really doing anything. That third round, though, he really did pick it up a lot, and he managed to hurt Jean Paul a little bit there.
Yeah, a
And
little bit too late though.
yeah, a little bit too
He
late.
was,
And
yeah, he hit him really good within those last 10 seconds.
yeah, and I thought Jean Paul was going to get that sub off in the third round, and that was my prediction on our graphic was the Jean Paul round 3 sub, and I was so close. So that was heartbreaking.
All right. And then our next fight of the night, we had Puna Soriano versus Ramiz Brahimaj. It was a 29-28. All 3 judges gave it to Puna. I thought it was a really close fight, but I kind of agreed with the decision. What did your guys' thoughts on this one?
Yeah, close fight. I do also agree with the decision. They both looked really good. Could have been a competitor for fight of the night. It was a good fight, but yeah, I think the judges got it right.
Yeah, I agree as well. Soriano definitely took the last 2 rounds. Ramiz came out hot and heavy as he always kind of does, and Soriano kind of was pouring it on him in the third round a little bit and had him hurt pretty bad.
Yeah, Puna's striking looked really good last night, and I think going into this fight, we thought that Ramiz was gonna use his grappling game, but Puna defended 8 takedowns. Ramiz was only 3 for 11, and Puna actually had 3 takedowns of his own and won the control time battle. He had 5 minutes of control time compared to Ramiz's 3 minutes and 48 seconds, and he also had a 53% striking accuracy. I thought Puna had a great fight. I think this was one of the best fights we've seen him have.
Yeah, Ramiz just looked really weak. He just couldn't, Puna just looked strong. It was just a
Yeah,
little bit of that. Ramiz looked weak and Puna looked strong, and now he's 4-0 at welterweight, and I think he's just
yeah.
found his right weight class now.
Yeah, he looks perfect at welterweight. Like you said, 4-0. I think we're gonna see him get like one more fight right outside of the rankings, but he's
Ooh.
pretty close to getting himself into the ranking conversation.
Yeah, if they can't make Jacoby Smith and Kevin Holland happen soon, they could book Soriano and Jacoby Smith
That would be a good one, yeah.
both on the same schedule.
All right, the next fight of the night, we had Jocelyn Edwards versus Nora Cornell. We had a round 2 sub and KO.
Our first finish
But
of the night, surprisingly.
yeah, what was your guys' thoughts on this one? Connor, I'll let you go first. This is your girl.
Dude, oh man, I was worried in that first round. She was getting pieced up on the feet. She was getting hurt bad. Nora definitely had the speed advantage. Jocelyn just looked like she did not want to be there in that first round and was only just trying to clinch and get close. And in the second round, she was able to land an insane slam. And I forget who the ref was, but he needs to be fired immediately because
Yeah,
he was.
we should talk about that for a second. That ref had a really bad night. That was Kerry Halfley. He was also the judge, I'm pretty sure, in that Jacoby Smith versus
Oh,
Josiah Harrell fight.
oh,
Yeah, he had a bad night.
yeah,
Get him out of here, dude. Terrible.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I can agree. Mason, what was your thoughts on this fight though?
Yeah, I agree with Connor. Nora was really looking really good in that first round. And then I think Jocelyn, I think she started to figure it out in that second round. And yeah, obviously we saw how it ended. Hopefully Nora, has a speedy recovery. Because that was a really bad injury. Like
Yeah.
her shoulder definitely got really messed up. I don't know if it was separated or what happened, but you could hear it and it sounded bad. But yeah, Jocelyn Edwards looked really good in that second round, and we'll see what happens for her next, especially in the bantamweight division.
Yeah, the shoulder
Yeah.
pop heard around the world. Oof.
Yeah. Yeah. Nora looked really good in the first round, like everyone said. And Edwards kind of looked a little bit scared to start the fight. If I
Yeah,
mean, I
definitely.
think I think she kind of got more comfortable after she got hit a few times, and then she started to use her grappling, and I think her grappling was way too much for Nora. And
Yep.
then I think Mason called it before the fight, and he said that Jocelyn Edwards was going to get a nasty finish there and send Nora to the hospital. And I mean, she did that. It was a gruesome injury.
Oh yeah, that was pretty bad, dude. Hopefully she's back soon and not hurt too bad.
All right, our next fight of the night, we had a flyweight matchup with Alder Correa versus Luis Guerrilla. 30-27 on all three judges' scorecards for Alder Correa. What's your guys' thoughts here?
Yeah, I think they got it right. Korea looked really good. I mean, he very much so outstruck Gorelli. And yeah, I mean, I like that win for him. Especially, he's gonna be up and coming in the flyweight division, which is honestly pretty stacked. We'll see. But yeah, I like that win with him for him.
Connor, what were your thoughts on this one?
Masterclass performance. I mean, he just absolutely dominated Luis every single round. He left no doubt in on the judges' minds. And in an already stacked flyweight division, we have another great, exciting prospect, and I can't wait to see him again against someone who's
Yeah,
actually like really competitive and who has real UFC resume.
yeah, I think that Correa looks really good. That was probably one of his best performances we've seen since he got in the UFC. I mean, he won the fight everywhere. On the feet, his striking was very nice. His ground game looked very good.
Oh my, yeah.
I think, honestly, his next fight could be a low ranked opponent at flyweight. I think I put down that the loser of Bruno Silva versus Charles Johnson would be like a nice test for Korea the next time because I think that he could be really good for the division.
Yeah, I like him a lot. He's a really exciting prospect.
Let's get into our next fight of the night. Another flyweight matchup with Alavi Idris versus Odie Osborne. All three judges gave it to Alabi, 30-27 on two and 29-28 on the other one. What was your guys' thoughts here?
Yeah, I was really expecting more from Osborne here. He just really was not on his game. I mean, he's looked a lot better. I mean, Alabi was just taking him down, um, getting all that control time. But I mean, Odie was getting up, but I wish I saw more from him, like with his striking. But it was a good win for Alabi.
Connor, what's your thoughts?
I mean, yeah, it went exactly how I had in my notes. I had in my notes weak grappling defense by Odie Osborne, and I put that Leby needs to grapple to win, and that's exactly what he did. I mean, he was even winning the exchanges on the feet too, there in the first round. Kind of
Hmm.
seemed to tire out there in the last two rounds, but the grappling kind of saved him a little bit, and he just kind of had his way with Odie.
Yeah, I think that Alabi looked really good. He had a lot of control time. He was definitely winning the striking battles early in the first round. I think Odie kind of made it a little closer the next two rounds when they were on their feet. I mean, Alabi was on top of him most of the time, but what was I gonna say? Alabi's a little reckless. I feel like he was like getting tired and was kind of like throwing shots and then like running into his attempts that he was when he was throwing. I think he needs to work on being a little reckless and like get him a little more comfortable and kind of like let the fight come to him more. And then the next fight of the night we had Carlos Leal versus Chidi Nojikani, 29-28 for two judges, 30-27, all in favor of Carlos Leal. What was your guys' thoughts on this one?
This was a really good fight. I was honestly surprised with Carlos Leal. He looked freaking amazing. And Chitty looked really good too. They both had a lot of strikes thrown. Both like around 125 total strikes, and the significant strikes were, I mean, there was just a lot of them. Chitty's got a really good chin. Carlos was throwing some mean strikes. But it was a really good fight. And I don't know if I agree with that 30-27. I think it was a really close fight, but I think Carlos definitely had the edge. Um, yeah.
Counter thoughts here?
I was very impressed with both of them. Like Chidi just came right out of the gate and threw like a 5 leg kick combination to start the
Yeah.
fight, and just that was just awesome. And Carlos just had no answer for those leg kicks at all. Just 36 of 38 leg kicks landed, just ridiculous. And I mean, both guys proved they're. I mean, like they didn't look like they had gas tanks, but they have freaking gas tanks, man. Whew, the damage they were just absorbing and putting back out there. That was my fight of the night.
Yeah, I definitely think it was one of, if not the next fight on the card was the fight of the night. Chitty kind of gassed out. I felt after he had the early strikes a little bit. He looked a little tired. Carlos Lil, the whole time, man, he's staring into Chitty's soul. He had like demon eyes, like I said on my notes. Some great combos from Carlos Lil. He was putting everything together. Chitty had some great body work and leg kicks, but yeah, great win for Carlos Lil and another rising guy at the weight.
Yeah, another dangerous prospect at welterweight in an already stacked division. So I mean, I don't think he gets anybody ranked or near the rankings, but his next fight will be a lot of fun, whoever it is.
Yeah. All right, we get into the main card with our next fight. We had Zach Reese versus Mikael Pereira, 185-pound matchup. All three judges, or I should never mind. I, they had it a split decision, 29-28. Two judges gave it to Michel Pereira with the win, and one judge gave it to Zach Reese. What's your guys' thoughts here?
Uh, I mean, I don't know. It was a really good fight. It was very entertaining. Zach Reese, man, his nose was disgusting. Like I don't think I've seen that much blood come out of somebody's nose.
Yeah.
But I, I don't know. I feel like Zachary Reese, he had more strikes. I mean, I don't know. It was really close in my opinion. But I mean, it was close.
Connor?
I thought it should have been a draw, if anything. I mean, this is one of those fights where I'd hate to be a judge to try to score this, because this is a really
Yeah,
hard fight to score.
really hard fight to score.
Just one big shot after another landed by each guy, and then that the last 10 seconds, the flurry of punches that didn't land, and then
I mean, they were throwing them. They were throwing them with an intent, but none of them were landing.
but they still each had great significant strike accuracy, and I don't know. I thought personally, I had it as a draw. I thought the third round should have just been a draw.
Yeah, I said I also agree with Mason. I thought that Zach Reese did enough to win this fight. I thought that Michelle came out, won the first round, and then Zach Reese kind of took over the next two rounds. It like I said, like Connor said, tough fight for the judges to score. I'm not super upset about it, but I thought that Reese won. Next, I mean, what do you guys think's next for these guys though?
I I don't know. That middleweight division is like it's so like weird and it just I don't know. Like it's so hard to like match make for this division, I feel like. But I mean Pereira, you could I don't know. I honestly don't know, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what you do with Pereira.
And honestly, to me, this fight kind of feels like a win for both of them. I mean, Zach Reese was kind
Yes.
of losing and on his way out a little bit, and just hung in there right with one of the best strikers in the UFC in the middleweight division. And then Michel Pereira was on a 2-fight losing streak, got finished bad and early his last fight, and goes a distance with an absolute killer like Zach Reese. It's a huge win for both
Yeah,
of them. Their stocks
I
both.
thought it was shocking that this fight went the distance.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I wrote down though. I think that Michelle Pereira that should get the loser of the RoboCop versus Bruno Ferreira fight at 326, and then I think that another guy on 326, Zach Reese versus Dante Johnson, because I feel like Dante will get a win here in a few weeks.
Okay, I like that. I like the Dante Johnson matchup.
All right, next fight of the night we had Jacoby Smith versus Josiah Harrell. What's your guys' thoughts on this one?
Jacoby Smith is a dog. Oh, like his wrestling, like the way he was able to like take down Harrell and like that one counter that he had to Harrell's takedown
The
that
reversal,
eventually
yeah, that was amazing transition.
that eventually ended the fight. That was I think he's gonna be a problem. I think that even the welterweight division is really tough though. That's the thing. We'll see how he does with the welterweights because there's so many good strikers and everything. So we'll see how he can strike with them. But he showed that he can wrestle, and yeah, that was a terrible call. Like the ref should have stopped it ASAP. That really pissed me off. And I mean, yeah, Jacoby Smith is a beast.
Connor, what's your thoughts?
I mean, yeah, Jacoby Smith is great. Shout out to Josiah Harrell for taking this fight against an absolute killer on 7 days' notice. I mean, that's ridiculous. And he looked pretty good, man. I mean, it didn't let Jacoby really do his thing with the wrestling and was able to get out of that. And then, unfortunately, just got reversaled on and finished. But I thought he didn't look too bad, and I think he'll be back soon.
Yeah, I think Jacoby Smith is just a very tough test. I think he's going to be a ranked guy and a surging guy in the ranking here soon. Josiah Harrell was able to take him down though. Jacoby Smith, an All-American wrestler at Oklahoma State, and that's a big person to get a takedown against. Unfortunately, he got reversed right away, but yeah, Jacoby Smith is a problem, and I love his call out. I think that a fight with Kevin Holland, that's a fun fight to book.
Yeah, too bad Kevin Holland's already booked for Randy Brown. So I mean, hopefully,
Yeah,
Jacoby Smith
they're
on the
kind of
line.
like they could be on the same trajectory though. I mean, that's next month. I mean, the month after. I mean, in
Yeah, it's
April,
April
we're
4th
almost the
or April 11th.
yeah, April 11th at 327.
I feel like Jacoby Smith could fight again at that card, honestly.
Yeah, I agree.
And then like after that, they could do Jacoby Smith versus Kevin Holland after that.
Yeah. Alrighty. The next fight of the night, we had a ranked heavyweight matchup: Sergey Spivak versus Ante Delija. All three judges gave it to Sergey Spivak, 29-28 on two judges' scorecard and 30-27 on the other. Guys, what's your guys' thoughts here?
All I gotta say is honk honk because my golden goose won for the first time in silly Gilly Goose MMA history. I was so hyped. Spivak looked freaking amazing. He had a good control time. He was striking really well. I thought that Delija was gonna give him a lot of problems, but Spivak got it done. And first a correct golden goose in the history of golden goose. So yeah, no complaints here. What are your guys' thoughts?
Spivak, very impressive. I was very surprised that he had the speed advantage. I was really not expecting him to be outboxing Ante, but I guess that's the world we live in now. And me and Noah just really looked dumb on that last podcast episode now. And I gotta hand it to Mason. He called it. He had it right. He had it beautifully right.
Yeah, I was surprised that Spivak won the striking battle. I really thought that Ante Delija was going to win the fight on his feet, and like that Sergey was going to use his. He didn't even use his wrestling as much as I thought he would. I mean, Delija had his moments to finish the fight. He had Sergey really hurt there in I think it was the second end of the second round, but yeah, he didn't jump on it. I think that was a big win for Sergey too because Delija looked like a problem. Like he fought Waldo Cortez Acosta really good. He's looked good in both his fights, so I give it Sergey his props.
Yeah, I don't know
Ne-
who scored at 30-27 because Delije had a knock. I think it should have been 29-28 all across the boards. Like I
yeah,
didn't agree with that. But let's get
yeah,
into the next
Delija
fight,
definitely
Noah.
had that second. In the next fight of the night, we had Melquizo Costa, the Dalmatian, versus Dan Ige. What a knockout, guys!
Wow.
What was your guys' thoughts on this one, Connor?
Just wow. I mean, wow. That's all I mean, I screamed so loud and it was just like, wow. Dan Ige is just got finished. Like that was like my first thought. Like, holy cow, this was the first guy to finish Dan Ige on that all those people on his resume. And man, you got to think Mel Costa's getting like a huge fight after this one.
I mean,
Mason, what?
I mean, yeah, he deserves it, dude. Like that was crazy. Like this kid is he's gonna be a problem. I think that we'll see him surge up in the featherweight rankings. He called out Diego Lopez. I'm not a fan of that call out just because Diego Lopez is like he's what number 2. But hey, if they make it, I wouldn't be mad. But I think he needs to get somebody a little, near like maybe like number 8 or 10, somewhere in that range. But dude, this kid is going to be a problem.
Yeah, 6-fight winning streak. What a spinning back kick! It was right on Danny Gay's chin. We've never seen that happen before. Danny Gay's fought with some great competitors in his career, and Costa was able to get the job done right there right before the buzzer too. There's 4 seconds left in the round. I I feel like Costa's going to get himself a really big fight. I could either see him getting like maybe Pitbull or the winner of that Vallejos versus Emmett main event.
That could be fun. I'd love
I'd love to see that.
Sorry.
Oh,
You like to see?
Like if I'd like to see him face the winner of the Emmett main event. I think that'd be a big fight for him. Sorry, I cut you off there a little bit, Connor.
No, we started at the same time. My bad.
Yeah, what were you saying though, Connor?
I'd say a Costa versus Steve Garcia fight would be awesome. They both got these huge wins going right now. You know, like it's inevitable that they're gonna meet. You know, they're both right there in the rankings, and I think that's a fight to make.
They did fight before though, and Steve Garcia knocked them out in the second round.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, but I think Costa's gotten a lot better.
So much better.
He's really hot right now. All right, getting into our co-main event of the night. Another crazy knockout. Uros Medic versus number 12, Jeff Neal. Guys, what's your thoughts on this one?
Oh my gosh. That was a crazy knockout. He just tapped him. He just tapped him. And he literally sent him into orbit. Like, man, that was crazy. I really like the doctor Medic. He actually had a post-fight press conference. He's good on the mic. I don't know. He's good. He's got some heavy hands.
Yeah. Kind of what's your thoughts here?
I think he has the touch of death. Wow. I mean, we saw Jeff Neal get absolutely obliterated by Carlos, and that was the first time we ever saw Jeff Neal get knocked out, and we were so surprised. And now we've seen it again, and it's like, oh, Jeff Neal may need to, rethink a new career.
Yeah, I like you said, Jeff Neal coming off that tough knockout against Carlos Prates, and then getting the snot knocked out of him here against Medic. I think Medic is a real problem. I think, Connor, you were saying last night, he finishes fights early. He's kind of like the 170-pound Terrence McKinney.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 170.
But I feel like that they're going to Serbia. They're talking about going to Serbia in May. I feel like you can give Medic maybe a main event there. Give him his call out, Leon Edwards or Gabriel Bonfim, a guy in the top 10. Give Medic the top 10 fight.
Yeah, this is exciting. I didn't think he'd be able to handle this, but I mean, give him whatever he wants, man. He seems like he's ready for it.
All right. And then we get into our main event of the evening. Sean Strickland, number 3 in the middleweight rankings versus Anthony Fluffy Hernandez, number 4 in the middleweight rankings. Third round KO for Sean Strickland, the 2-1 underdog. What's your guys' thoughts here?
I love Sean Strickland, man. I mean, I've always loved Sean. There's nothing I don't like about him, and it was great to just watch him get a finish finally. For the first time in a while, and on someone as tough as Fluffy, coming out on an 8-fight win streak. One of the most feared guys in the division, one of the best wrestlers in the division, and just Sean just didn't allow him to do really much of anything to him, and just destroyed him.
Mason, what's your thoughts here?
Uh, yeah, I was kind of pressed. I really like Fluffy. Don't really like Sean. But I mean, dude, Sean looks so good. Like he picked up right where, he kind of left off, I guess, in a way. And I think that that was a really big win for him. Yeah, I mean, not much to say. Good win by Sean.
Yeah, I wrote down here the people that bet the over 3.5 rounds on this fight are probably super mad because they were 10 seconds away from it hitting, and Sean got the job done. I wrote down that that's the second time that Fluffy's gone down because of a body shot. He
Oh,
earlier in his career that he fell down because of the fight against Kevin Holland. I mean, maybe Strickland kind of like planned for that shot and knew that it was going to get. Strickland looked good all night. He was up 2 rounds. I thought going into that third round, and that jab was on point all night. The thing that surprised me the most about this fight though was the lack of Fluffy's wrestling. He didn't really incorporate it at all. I mean, his striking looked very well. I didn't think a lot of people thought that his striking was as good an attribute, and even Sean said it in his post-fight press conference. But yeah, I'm still high on Fluffy. I think Sean just a little bit better.
I think the thing that surprised
And
me the most was Fluffy was the one going forward. It seemed like most of the fight too. Like Sean's
oh
usually
man,
the
he
guy
loves
we
he
see.
loves he loves it though.
Sean's usually the guy we see going forward. It was different. It was weird to just see Sean Strickland like moving backwards. I feel like I've never
Yeah.
seen Sean Strickland move backwards that much in a fight before.
Who do you guys think that these guys should get next?
Um, so like I said earlier, middleweight is very I feel like it's hard to make fights, but I think it really depends on what Hamzat does, especially for Strickland. Um, Strickland deserves a number one contender fight if Hamzat stays, but he deserves a title fight if Hamzat leaves. And then Fluffy, I was thinking the winner of Kaio and RDR. I think Kaio's going to win that fight, and him and versus Kaio would be, that'd be such a good fight. But I mean, I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts?
Connor?
Um, there's a lot of problems with middleweight right now, like Mason said, and I mean, we have Kyle versus RDR booked right now, number 7 versus number 8, number 6
Hmm.
versus number 14 Piper, number 15 Bruno Ferreira versus number 13 Gregory Rodriguez. We got number 11 Delize versus an unranked Christian Leroy Duncan. We got number 12 Paulo Costa moving up to 205, and we got number 9 Robert Whitaker also talking about moving up. So I think it wouldn't be crazy if Sean Strickland gets the title shot. And like you said, it all depends on Hamzat. He's kind of just holding up the middleweight division right now.
Hmm.
And I think if he stays, you got to give him Imavov, and then I don't know, and then just give Sean the winner of that. Honestly, depending on if they book DDP versus Brendan Allen. But
Yeah, I think Strickland definitely deserves a title shot after that win last night. I don't think anyone thought that he was gonna knock out Fluffy. I thought that a lot of people actually thought the opposite, that Fluffy was gonna finish Sean. So I think if Hamzat does move up, you do Strickland versus Imavov for the interim belt. If not, you let Strickland wait for the winner of Imavov versus Hamzat, and then Fluffy. I mean, there's a lot of things you could do. I'm still really high on him. I think that him versus DDP would be a really fun fight, but I don't know about that one. Other than that, I could see him if Izzy wins. Izzy wins, they're gonna give him a gift and have him fight someone above him in the rankings. And then or Kyle if he wins.
Yeah, there's a lot of things they could do. I mean, and I hope Kyle gets personally hope Kyle ends up with a title shot here before the end of the year.
All right, that was our main event. So let's get into the card this weekend. We got Brandon Moreno versus Linaire Kavanaugh in Mexico City. Our main event. First fight of the night, though, we have Wes Schultz versus Damian Pinas. What's your guys' thoughts here?
Connor?
Mason?
Yeah. Oh,
Connor?
okay. Yep, we got Pinas.
Connor? Mason?
All right. Damian Pinas making his UFC debut after his round 1 knockout on the Dana White Contender Series. 8-1. His one loss is from a disqualification from an illegal kick, so he truly never lost. He's never even seen the third round. And Wes Schultz 1-1 on the Dana White Contender Series, also making his UFC debut. So this should be interesting to see which prospect comes out on top.
Who do you got in this fight, Connor?
It's a classic grappler versus striker matchup here. Damian 7 wins by knockout, Schultz 5 wins by submission. I think I'm gonna lean with the 29-year-old Schultz here by a submission.
Ooh, the underdog, huh?
Yeah, I got the underdog here in this one.
Mason, what's your thoughts on this one?
I'm really high on Pinas or
Pinas?
Pinas. Pardon my French. I'm really high on him. I think he's gonna obliterate Schultz. He's gonna win by knockout, probably in the first or second round. I think that he's gonna be a problem at middleweight if he keeps winning and gets even better. I got Pinas.
Yeah, I agree with Mason here. I also have Pinas winning this one. He's younger. He's got a 6-year age advantage. He's got a nice 79.5-inch reach. We saw him win his contender series in the first round last year by knockout. He's on a 4-fight KO streak. Well, like Connor said, only losses on an illegal kick. All wins are by finish. I mean, Wes Schultz has looked good. His only, like he said, 1-1 on the contender series, but that loss was the Mansour Abdul Malik, who has looked good in the UFC besides maybe that Brundage fight. But yeah, before that Mansour loss, he was on a 3-fight winning streak, and after that, he was on a 2-fight winning streak. I could definitely see Wes Schultz winning here. I'm gonna go with the KO power. I'm gonna take Pinas here with the KO. Next fight of the night, we have Eric Silva versus Francis Marshall. A featherweight matchup. What do you guys got here?
I don't know. I think this is I think this is kind of boring. I think it's a boring fight. I don't really have much to say, but Marshall tends to get it done by sub, so I think that's what it'll be. Marshall by sub or decision.
Connor?
Both guys former Dana White Contender Series graduates. Eric Silva, 38 years old, right?
Yep.
Jesus, and he's only fought 3 times in the 3 years that he's come off the Contender Series. Both these guys, really good at submissions. Both have a lot of rear naked wins by rear naked chokes. Eric Silva was KO'd in 41 seconds in his last fight. And Francis Marshall had a really, really bad split decision against him in his last fight against Myron Santos, who was the most recent winner of the Ultimate Fighter. And I thought he got robbed really badly in that fight. And yeah, I think Francis Marshall gets it done by knockout here.
Oh no. Okay. I'm also going on. I think Francis Marshall wins this fight. Like you said, both guys coming from contender series. I don't know. Yeah, Eric Silva has lost both of his last 2 fights by finish. I don't think he's got a win in the UFC yet. And I also have Marshall by sub. I think he gets the job done here.
You think Marshall's getting his first UFC sub?
Yeah, I do.
3 of his last
He's
4
got-
fights have been split decisions too.
Yeah, I know. He's got 4 wins by split decisions in his career.
That's insane.
In 11 fights. That's insane. All right, our next fight of the night, we have Ernesta Karatskayeta versus Sofia Montenegro.
What?
Mason, what's your thoughts here?
Uh, I just think it's another boring fight, to be honest. I, I think it's gonna go to decision. I don't know necessarily who's gonna win. In my notes, I was just looking at the matchup and nothing, nothing just really jumping off the page. I think it's gonna go to decision. I don't know. I don't got much.
Yeah, Sophia making her UFC debut after she lost in the Contender Series. She had a knockdown in that fight. Pretty, not too bad. Probably should have got the win. I thought so. And then Ernesta, after she beat, also on the Contender Series, she beat Carly Judas by split decision, which is really impressive because we all,
Yeah.
obviously know who Carly Judas is. And yeah, 4 of her last 5 wins have been by split decision, which is crazy. So she's the split decision queen. And she has great striking, great takedown defense, and great cardio. And I think Ernesta might get a finish in this fight.
Oh, okay. Like you said, Sophia lost her Contender Series fight by split decision. Before that, she was on a 4-fight win streak, and right before that was a 10-second knockout loss. But I feel like Ernesta is a could be a pretty good prospect here. She's 27 years old. Like you said, she beat Carla Judas, who has been surging her way into the UFC. Like I said, she may get a ranked fight her next fight.
Yep.
Like Connor said, she has a lot. Ernesta has a lot of splits on her record. She's got 4 in her pro career, 1 in her amateur career, including 1 versus Judas. And I think it's gonna be another decision win for her. I feel like she's a lot better than her opponent Montenegro.
Definitely. She's a great high volume striker, and I think she just puts it on her from start to finish.
All right, our next fight of the night, a 145-pound matchup. We got Douglas Silva de Andrade versus Javier Reyes. Mason, what's your thoughts here?
So I think this is going to be an exciting fight. I think that Silva de Andrade, Silva's experience, will be a huge benefit. Reyes does have KO power, but Silva's only been KO'd twice. I Give me Silva, by KO or decision.
Okay, Connor, what's your thoughts here?
Silva coming up to 145, like the 3rd or 4th fight of it in his career. Could be a problem. Javier's good everywhere. Is making his debut after another Dana White Contender Series grad after a round 1 knockout. 27 pro fights before making the UFC debut, and Douglas Silva had 22 professional fights prior to the UFC. So I'm really, really excited. Seems like this would be just like it'll feel like two veterans going at it. So I'm excited for this one.
Who do you got, Connor?
I got Douglas Silva. I'm gonna take the experience here.
Yeah, I agree. I also have Douglas Silva winning this one. He's 7-6 in the UFC, 13 fight experience. Javier's making his first UFC fight debut. And he has some nice wins too. He's beat Cheeto. He started his career 22-0, lost his first UFC fight after being 22-0. But he's got good losses on his record too. Rob Font, LeBron Murphy, Peter Yan, Sadner Mamedov. But the one thing I am scared about is Javier is a killer. He's got 18 finishes in his 22 wins. I just think that the experience is going to be too much, and I also have Douglas winning this one. I think it's going to be close, but I could see a late round KO from him, or it's going to be a decision.
Yeah, I'm just a little worried. He's 40 years old. We're never easy betting on a 40-year-old to win, especially in MMA. But I think he still gets it done even at 40.
All right, going to our next fight of the night, a bantamweight matchup. We have Chris Quinones versus Chris Montanino. What's your guys' thoughts here?
I think Quinones is really good. Both are coming off a loss, but I think Quinones will get it done. I think he's gonna actually chin Mutino, who tends to get knocked out in his career. I think he's gonna chin Mutino. And yeah, Christian Quinones is gonna get back in The win come. The problema.
Connor, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, another Dana White Contender Series grad. I feel like I'm saying that about everybody on this card. And no, I mean, great win over Chao Long, who's going to be fighting in a couple weeks soon. So, and he's doesn't have any ground game, back-to-back submission losses, and he's great striker. He has a TKO doctor stoppage win over Vinicius Oliveira, which is really impressive.
Mm-hmm.
That was before the
Yeah.
UFC. And he actually was supposed to make his UFC debut versus Yusuf Zalal, but that fight actually got canceled. And I think he would have just ended up getting submitted in that one too. But and yeah, Chris Matono, 0-3 in the UFC, been knocked out all 3 times, famously by Sean O'Malley. And I think he's gonna make it 0-4 in the UFC in 4 knockouts.
Yeah, I wrote down Chris Montanino has kind of been like a punching bag in the UFC. 0-3, all by KO, coming off a really brutal KO in his last fight in Atlanta versus Malcolm Wallmaker. But Quinona is like, as Connor said, he's coming off 2 rear naked choke losses. I don't know if he's gonna have to worry about Montanino's ground game that much. Like Connor said, he's got an impressive win over Vinicius Oliveira by doctor stoppage. I feel like this is a big bounce back spot for Quinones, and I think he's gonna get the job done, and I think he's gonna KO Montanino, and I think this will be Montanino's last fight in the UFC, his second stint.
There's a great chance for Christian to boost his stock, just like Wellmaker did after Wellmaker KO'd him.
Yeah. All right, our next fight of the night is a ranked women's matchup at bantamweight. We have Macy Chiasson versus Aline Perez. Thoughts here, boys?
Perez is hot. Win streak. Not. I think the hot streak stays alive. Chiasson is pretty good. But I think Perez is gonna keep the hot streak. And I think she's gonna get it done by DEC decision.
Connor, what's your thoughts here?
I know it's women's MMA, but this is a top 10 matchup that's on the prelims. I don't understand. On a card like this, I feel like this fight should be on the main card.
Yes, I completely agree.
Aline Perez is a great fighter. I mean, yeah, she is kind of boring, but I mean, the path to victory here is very clear. She's just gonna wrestle. I mean, 6 inches shorter and a 6-inch reach disadvantage. She's got 4 career wins by submission. And Macy Chiasson's got weak ground game, and she's arguably could have lost her last 5 fights. She had a split decision win over Dumont, and Mayra Buena Silva was piecing her up, and Macy landed a lucky elbow that cut her open from the bottom, while Mayra had her mounted, and it was a doctor stoppage. And I don't think Macy belongs here in the top 10, and I think Eileen's going to show everybody that she doesn't either.
Yeah, I think Aline's gonna get. She's the hottest prospect. I think she's the hottest fighter in the division right now. She's on a nice 5-fight win streak. Lost her first UFC fight by rear naked choke. She's got 6 finishes in her career. She's 12-2. Macy's just kind of not been impressive to me the last few fights. I thought she was very good at the beginning of her career. She's got 5 UFC finishes, which is kind of insane for we don't see a lot of finishes in women's fights, I say. But biggest win is Norma Dumont by split decision. I just think that the hot streak stays alive here, and I think Perez outgrapples Macy and subs her pretty early.
Yeah, I agree. And Macy missed weight her last fight too, so watch out for that. Macy might miss weight again. Might not even see this fight. So, especially with every single card this year, we've had somebody miss weight too.
Yeah, we haven't got one. We almost did. I thought we were gonna get it, but Phil Rowe comes in a pound over. Next fight we got Jose Medina versus Ryan Gondra. What's your guys' thoughts here?
Dude, Medina needs to be cut. He's dude, like he's I don't think he's gonna win this fight. Like, get him out of here. Like, just get him out of here. I think that Gandra is gonna get it done. He's a heavy favorite for a reason. I think Gandra wins.
Okay, Connor, what's your thoughts?
You've probably heard me say it 100 times, but I'm going to keep saying it. Ryan Gandra, Dana White Contender Series graduate, round 1 knockout, making his UFC debut. He was originally supposed to fight Vitor Acosta, who Mario Pinas beat on the Contender Series to get in to the UFC, and he still ends up getting rebooked and gets in as well. Yeah, I don't know how Jose Medina is still in the UFC. Apparently, he's technically a Dana White Contender Series graduate as well, even though he lost. So technically still a graduate. And 0-3 UFC, back-to-back finish losses in the first round. I see he's going to get finished in the first round again and then just get cut. So
I'm gonna agree with you. I got Gantra by KO. He's got 6 finishes in his 8 fights, 4 in a row. Jose Medina's 0-3 in the UFC on a 4-fight L streak because, like Connor said, he lost the Contender Series fight, but still made it.
still graduate.
He's lost 3 in a row. One to Dushka, one to Atabagatier, and one to Zach Reese. And I think that Gandra's just gonna get the job done early here. And like Mason said, I think Medina probably gets cut too.
And this fight's in a similar situation as the Christian Quinonez fight versus Chris Matono. Pretty much just identical situation here.
Yeah, 100%. Next fight of the night, we get into the main card. We have Santiago Luna versus Angel Pacheco. Thoughts?
Pacheco, not going to go down easy. I think he's going to put up a good fight against Luna, who's really good. I think that he is going to be really good. He's 7-0. Luna is, but I think that Pacheco is going to. I think he's going to put up a good fight, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Give me Luna by decision.
Okay, Connor, thoughts?
I am really excited for Santiago Luna, man. 21 years old, made an incredible short notice debut against Quang Lee. Had knocked him down twice and just stunted on him and outclassed him. 7-0, all wins by finish, 4 submissions, all rear naked chokes. Angel Pacheco 7-3, all 7 of his wins are by finish, and all 3 of his losses are by decision. So, I mean, this has banger written all over it. I'm really excited for this one.
Connor, who wins?
Luna. I think Luna's going to get the job done by finish.
Okay. I also agree. I think Luna wins by KO here. 7-fight win streak, all by finish. He's very fun and good prospect. Like Connor said, he won his debut fight against Quang Lee, first round KO. Pacheco kind of, I mean, he hasn't done really anything in the UFC. Lost his Contender Series fight to Danny Silva in 2023, then had his first UFC fight in 2024, 2-year layoff against, he lost to Colin Laughrin, who I think that is now cut. But I got Luna by KO here.
And yeah, to go off Mason's point too, he's Angel Pacheco. I think I'm going to change the Luna by decision as well, because Pacheco on that Danny Silva fight, he landed 197 significant strikes and he ate like 220 significant strikes, and we all know how powerful Danny Silva is. I mean,
I just don't know. The 2 years layoff is weird. We haven't seen him since 2024 in March, and it's a 13-year age difference.
Yeah,
Luna's 21 and Pacheco was 34.
That could be to his advantage, man. He could have a lot more experience in striking than Luna does, or that Luna's ever seen. So I don't know. I'm actually really excited for that one.
All right, our next fight of the night, and I know my buddy Connor here is very excited for this. Emmanuel Rodriguez versus Kevin Borjas. Connor, I'm going to let you take it away.
Emanol Rodriguez, not Emmanuel. Emanol. And
okay.
he was on this most recent season of The Ultimate Fighter. He was awesome to watch on the show. I thought he beat Joseph Morales in that fight, but he lost a split decision. Rough. And then he got his chance on the Contender Series, another Dana White Contender Series graduate. Round 1 uppercut knockout. 6-1 in his career. His 1 loss was that split decision to Morales. 5 wins by knockout, 1 by submission. He's only seen the 3rd round once, and that was because of the decision. And I don't know. I think, and Kevin Borjas this is no easy task here. I think the bettors might have got the lines wrong on this one. Borjas is kind of a dog. He was supposed to fight Joshua Van in the Contender Series debut. but did not. Borjas was also a Dana White Contender Series grad, and he actually won a round against Joshua Van later in his UFC debut. So this is no easy task for Imanol Rodriguez here.
All right, Mason, what's your thoughts?
All right, Rodriguez is, oh my gosh, he's going to be really good. He's undefeated. He had a really good Contender Series win, but I don't know. Borjas doesn't go down easy. He's only been KO'd once in 14 fights, and yeah, I think Borjas is going to get it done by decision or maybe KO.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got Borjas 1-3 in the UFC, has a win over Ronaldo Rodriguez, which I feel like that's a really good win.
Yep.
Losses to Josh Van, Alessandro Costa, Sumajarji. I mean he's competed well in all those fights. Couldn't get the wins though. Emmanuel Imanol Rodriguez is a killer, man. 5 KOs. Like Connor said, he lost his tough semifinal to Joseph Morales, the eventual winner of the season, by split decision. I thought he won that fight as well. 5 first round finishes in a row. I mean, I think he does it again. I think he gets another first round finish.
Wow,
I'm going Rodriguez by KO.
that's bold, man. Borjas has kind of been through the ringer, dude. I didn't think highly of Borjas, but like when I looked at who he fought, I was very surprised. Like, wow, he has not had it easy. So that should be a fun one there.
All right, our next fight of the night, we have Edgar Chairez versus Felipe Bunez. What's your thoughts here, Connor?
I'm gonna say it again. We have another Dana White Contender Series grad, Edgar Chairez. 0-1 though, did lose, but still graduated. Love to see it. Taking on Felipe Bunez, who did lose his UFC debut to Joshua Van by a round 2 ground and pound. He did sub Jose Johnson when Jose Johnson came down to flyweight, and Edgar Chairez is great on the ground. I think Chairez just gets it done by a quick submission here.
Mason, what's your thoughts here?
Both are subspecialist. I mean, I think it's gonna be either they're gonna be on their feet the whole time, or it's gonna be a really boring fight. But I think it's gonna be a decision win for Chairez. We could see a submission. I mean, it could definitely happen, but I think it's gonna kind of be a stalemate for a lot of the time. I think it's gonna be a really close fight. Um, it's gonna be I don't know. But I got Chairez by decision.
All right, what's it? Chairez is 2-2 in the UFC. Lost his Contender Series to Clayton Carpenter in 2022. His only 2 UFC losses is the title fight that's happening in Miami, Tatsuro Taira and Josh Van. He won. He then, after that fight, he left to losing those 2 fights. He left to the regional scene. He had actually won 2 fights at one against Yanni Vasquez. He's got 2 UFC finishes, 12 finishes in his career. Also, Felipe has 12 finishes in his career. He has his 2 UFC losses are one to Josh Van and the other to Rafael Esvam, who is undefeated. I mean, this is going to be a fun fight. I think I'm gonna, like I said, I think Chairez is gonna win by sub. He's got the 6-year age advantage. He's younger, but I'm going Chairez by sub. But I feel like there's gonna be a lot of fun grappling exchanges in this fight.
Yeah, I mean Felipe's last fight was against, like I said, Rafael Estevim, and he was controlled for over 10 minutes. Had 5 takedowns landed on him. Chairez just gets a really easy submission win right away.
All right, next fight of the night, we have Daniel Zellhuber versus King Grain. Mason, thoughts here?
I think that King Green is gonna be on his game. I think that he's gonna bounce back. He's gonna look a lot better than how he sort of has been looking in his last fights. I mean, he has the he's a veteran, and I think that actually I don't know. Zellhuber's really good. He's lost his last 2 fights. He lost to Michael Johnson. But I think that King Green is gonna get it done. Um, in my notes here, I say I think that King Green's gonna win by decision. I think it's gonna be a really good fight, and yeah, we'll see when we get there.
Connor, what's your thoughts here?
Yeah, I didn't mean to cut Mason off at the start, but yeah, it says fight of the night written all over it. Two incredible strikers, guys who aren't afraid to throw down, and Daniel Zellhuber kind of not really that good. I don't think he really has any good wins on his resume, and he's kind of been beat by everyone who's been better than him. And I think King Green is a lot better than him, and I also think that King Green is going to get the job done here.
Okay. I feel like this is a really close fight. Zellhuber's on a 2-fight losing streak, like Mason said. He had the split decision loss to Rivovic at Noche, which was a fight of the year candidate. That was a banger fight. And then coming off that loss to Michael Johnson, uh, another like Connor said all night, another contender series guy won by decision in 2021. 10 finishes, only one in the UFC. And then we got King Green, 39 years old, been in the UFC since 2013, coming off a split decision win after losing 2 in a row to top 10 guys now, Mauricio Rufy and Patty, which were both pretty nasty finishes in round one. But I feel like this is a really close fight. Green is at like a plus 320 underdog right now, which I wouldn't be opposed to putting some money on King Green, but I just think Zellhuber is going to get the job done here, the younger fighter. I think he gets a decision win, but I think it's a really close fight. I think this could definitely be like a split decision. All right, and then our next fight of the night, we have the co-main event of the evening. We have a ranked matchup at bantamweight. Number 9, Marlon Chito Vera versus number 10, David Martinez. Guys, what are your thoughts?
Connor, I'm gonna let you go first on this one.
All right, we got David Martinez, another Dana White Contender Series graduate. I'm sorry that I missed the last one. I was off my game there. Yeah, he won by unanimous decision on there, 30-27 on all 3 cards. He's 2-0 in the UFC. Took that short notice fight against Rob Font. Got a crazy 29-28 win on him. That was a really exciting fight. Came down to the third round. He was on a 4-fight KO streak prior to the UFC. He had 4 title fights and 2 knockouts in the 4th round. So we know he's got the cardio to match Chito Vera's cardio. He actually did his only professional losses to Gianni Vasquez by split decision, which is very, very interesting because Gianni Vasquez was great in his debut. And Chito Vera been in the UFC forever. He's fought just about the best of the best. Split decision last time out with Zahabi. Arguably could have won that. And then, a huge split decision with Corey Sandhagen. His losses and his wins are just great. And I don't know. I like Cheeto as a good underdog here to win this. I think the experience is gonna help him win this.
Okay. Mason, what's your thoughts?
I love Cheetah Vera. He has been off his game in his last fights, but I mean, Martinez has KO power, but Cheeto has probably like one of the best chins ever, and we've seen it, especially against Sean.
Yeah.
That I can still hear the crack of Sean's knee on Cheeto's chin. Um, I'm really on the fence about this fight. My heart says Cheeto, but I think Martinez could get it done. But you know what? No, I'm going Cheeto Vera to get it done. And he's gonna knock out Martinez, and by knockout, I mean he's going to kill him. Cheeto Vera's gonna get back on track, and that's a little biased, but I think he's gonna win this fight. KO decision, whatever. Give me Cheeto Vera as the underdog.
I love it.
Okay. All right. Taven Martinez, 2-0 in the UFC, another contender series alum, won in 2024. He's on a 9-fight winning streak right now. He's got 10 KOs in his 13 wins, only one of those KOs being in the UFC. Coming off a big win over Rob Font, that's got him into the rankings. like Connor said, his only loss is Gianni Vasquez. He's a really, really good prospect, but I'm gonna agree with these guys, and I'm gonna go Cheeto too. I think he's got the experience. I mean, he's on a 3-fight losing streak after gifted the title shot against Sean, losing to Sean, Figgy, and Zahabi. I mean, that Zahabi split decision, like Connor said, was kind of controversial. It could go in either way. I mean, I'm not mad about it, but we know how Cheeto is. He always starts fights slow, but then he ends off, and it hurts him. I mean, if he could start off fights fast, that's what hurt him against the hobby. If he could start off fights a little faster, he's not going to put himself into danger of losing these close fights. He's got great KO power. We've seen that with the Dominic Cruz late finish. Uh, I'm gonna go Cheeto by decision here. I don't think he can finish David Martinez, but give me Cheeto when he's a 2-1 underdog.
And don't sleep on the submission threat. 4-0 submissions in the UFC, man. Fighting the best of the best. I think there's a lot of weapons in his arsenal. And I think he's just the Dan Ige of bantamweight, honestly. Never been finished, like you said.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. Next fight of the night, our main event of the evening. We have Brandon Moreno versus Lonair Kavanaugh stepping up on short notice. What's your guys' thoughts on this one?
I think that this is gonna be it's gonna be a good fight, but Moreno is so good. He's one of the best flyweights ever. I think he's gonna get it done. He'll be back on track. He's gonna get back up in the rankings, and he's gonna beat Kavanaugh. I think this is a decision fight. I think it's gonna go to decision. But yeah, give me Moreno in this one. I think that he's gonna get back on track after this fight too.
Okay. Connor, what's your thoughts here?
Lanier Kavanaugh, another Dana White Contender Series graduate. We're just full of them on this card today or this week. And shout out to him for stepping up for Asu Almabayev. That would have been a fun fight too. But this is also fun. I think the experience here is just way too much. This is like a huge step up for him. I don't even know how he's ranked. Honestly, 2-1 in the UFC. Doesn't have any ranked wins coming off that bad KO loss to Charles Johnson. I mean, I've loved Brandon Moreno ever since I've started watching MMA. His story is awesome. I'd love Brandon Moreno every time he gets in the octagon. Give me Brandon Moreno by a round 1 knockout here.
Okay. Like Connor said, Kavanaugh 2-1 in the UFC, coming off that loss to Charles Johnson by KO. I mean, he was looking really good in that fight before he got KO'd. His striking is very good. He Before that loss, he was 9 wins in a row, 5 by finish, 4 KOs. A guy from Cage Warriors, which we know is a great place for prospects to grow in. But I like Moreno here as well. He lost that last fight to Tyra. He was winning. He won the first round, and then gets finished in the second there. But before that, 2-fight winning streak, beat up Bazi and Urseg, and then before that, he had actually 2 split decision losses, which were really close fights. He lost the Bell, and before that, lost his belt to Pantoja. But I think this is a bounce back spot for Brandon Moreno. I feel like he gets a big win here, gets his name back towards the top, gets his name back into the title contention because Tyra got the title fight after that win. But I got Moreno by KO here, round 2, round 3. Oh, right. We kind of forgot at the start of the show, but let's talk about the next few main events that they got announced here. We got an April 4th Apex main event, Money Moicano versus Chris Duncan. The UFC 327. I'm not sure. It seemed like it was going to be the main event, but we got a title fight between Tyra versus Van in Miami. Then the next week, April 18th, we have UFC Canada in Winnipeg, Mike Mallet versus Gilbert Burns. And April 25th, another Apex main event, Sean Brady versus Joaquin Buckley. What's your guys' thoughts on these fights?
Gonna start off with Van and Tatsuro Taira. this is a really exciting fight. Van finally gets his title defense. Um, he was saying yesterday that it could have happened earlier, but Van is. I think Van's gonna get that done. I don't know. I'm not gonna say anything yet. It's a little too far in the future, but I'm excited for the fight. That's all I'm gonna say.
Connor, thoughts on these 4 main events getting announced?
Louis Cano and Chris Duncan. That'd be a lot of fun. Love Chris Duncan. It'd be exciting to see if he can get into the rankings, especially in the stacked lightweight division. Buckley and Brady was definitely the fight to make, I felt. And then the welterweight division. Tyra was definitely the most deserving of the flyweights to get the title shot, I felt. And what was the fourth fight
Mike
again?
Malott and Gilbert Burns in Winnipeg.
That should never be a main event in 2020. So, and on my birthday too, the UFC really just had to do me dirty like that on my birthday and just make that the main event. So that was kind of a bummer. So
I'm excited for the Money Moicano versus Chris Duncan fight. Chris Duncan is like one of my favorite fighters in the UFC. I'm excited to see him get a ranked matchup. UFC 327 Tyra versus Van. I mean, we kind of known about this for weeks, but that's gonna be a fun fight. Both really young guys, both under 26 years old.
great.
I That's the first fight actually in that both title contenders are born in 2000. Uh, Winnipeg, Mallet versus Burns. Like Connor said, I don't think Gilbert Burns is deserving of a main event after what we've seen from him the last few fights. I love Gilbert Burns. We're at the back end of his career. I mean, I really hope he can pull off a win here, and maybe it's about time for him to hang him up. But that April 25th card, Sean Brady versus Buckley. I've been calling for that fight. I want to see Buckley get somebody. I mean, he didn't look great against Kamara. He showed his grap that his takedown his uh his takedown defense wasn't the great, but he got better during that fight, think, and he's really been working on it. And Sean Brady's the perfect opponent for him to get to see how his grappling game is evolution.
Evolved.
Yeah, evolved. His
Yeah,
grappling game has evolved.
I'm also really excited for that Buckley fight. I'm excited to see Buckley, get a big time fight, especially in a main event. And I think that's going to be a really good fight. I'm excited for that one since they announced it yesterday. And yeah, super hyped. Love Joaquin Buckley, TikTok legend.
Yeah, give me Buck by KO in that one.
Yeah. All right. Let's get into our December. Who will we think will be champ on December 31st of 2026? Let's start in the women's division, and let's start with strawweight. Connor, who do we have as your champ at the end of 2026?
I This is a bounce back year for Zhang Wei Li. I think she gets back on top, beats Mackenzie Dern, and defends her belt one more time after that, and cements her place in the strawweight history.
Okay, Mason, who do you got being the strawweight champ at the end of the year?
Just give her a crown back. Zhang Wei Li is gonna get her belt back. I really hope she decides to move back down. I freaking love Zhang Wei Li, and I would love to see her put that gold around her waist again.
I put down Zhang Wei Li. I think she really struggled against Valentina's size going up to flyweight, but Valentina's the best at flyweight. I mean, Zhang Wei Li is the women's strawweight goat in my opinion. She goes back down, gets her belt back, beats Mackenzie Dern, and beats somebody else before the year ends. I think. Women's flyweight now. Who do we got here? Mason.
I have the goat, second goat of a women's combat sport. Valentina is gonna. I just don't see anybody beating her. To be honest, she's one of the best to ever do it, and I think she's gonna keep that belt on her waist in 2026, December 31st.
Connor, who's your women's flyweight champ?
I got an underdog story brewing here. I think Manon Fiot. I think I think she's gonna get her revenge this year, man. I thought personally that she did beat Valentina in their first fight. I thought she did enough to win that fifth and final round, but the judges gave that fifth round to Valentina for that 48-47 win. But I think they should definitely run that back, and I think Manon gets the better of her, with an aging Valentina.
Okay, I think that Valentina keeps the belt this year. I think we see her fight Natalia Silva her next fight. I think Natalia stepped up on short notice, got that number one. I beat Rose controversially, but I think that Valentina is way too much for Natalia Silva. And I don't know if we see that Fiora fight by the end of the year, but if we do, that's going to be a super close fight, like the first one. I could see Fiora winning, but Valentina is just so good. I'm never gonna pick against her. I also have Valentina being the champ on December 31st. Let's go into women's bantamweight. Mason, what do you have down for your champ?
This will surprise all of you guys. So, bantamweight champ, December 31st, 2026, will be Amanda Nunes. She's gonna win that title. She's gonna knock out Kayla Harrison, and she's gonna get that belt back. And that's gonna be the greatest three champs that have ever been champs at the same time in the women's division of all time. It's gonna be Zhang, Valentina, and Miss Amanda Nunes.
Connor, who do you got? Women's bantamweight.
I got Kayla Harrison. I think the long layoff for Amanda Nunes is going to show, and I think Kayla Harrison is going to show why she's the champion, and then I'll
Okay.
probably.
Yeah, I'm sure. I really hope that fight happens. That would be the biggest women's fight in MMA history. We've seen what Kayla has done. We've seen what Amanda has done. Amanda's the GOAT. Kayla's coming for her crown. I'm just scared we're not going to see it. I'm scared about that neck injury with Kayla. Hopefully, I don't think we see it at the White House, but hopefully we see it by year's end. But I'm going to agree with Mason. Amanda Nunes is the GOAT. She's the lioness. I think she beats Kayla. That fight happens. All right, let's go into our men's weights now. We have flyweight. I mean, that fight just got booked with Tyra and Van. Who do we think will be the flyweight champ though at the end of the year?
So, I think Van's gonna beat Tyra. I think it's gonna be a close fight, but I think Van's amazing striker. And then Horiguchi and Pento is gonna fight, and that's gonna be the number one contender fight, I think. And then I think Van's good. I think he's just gonna get even better after that Tyra fight. Yeah, I think Van's gonna retain.
Connor?
I was sure on one person, but some events happened recently that made me change my mind. And give me Kyoji Horiguchi to bring home the belt.
Ooh.
Beautiful little waist on December 31st. I think Tyra beats Van, and then I think Pantoja beats Tyra, and then I think Kyoji beats Pantoja at the end of the year.
I think so too. I think he's gonna beat Pinto if they fight.
Yeah.
I don't agree. I think that we see Tatsuro beat Van, and Pantoja comes back from injury. He gets an immediate title shot as soon as he's healthy.
Of course.
I think he beats Tyra, and then we end up seeing the teammates fight the Horde. I'm never mind. I think that actually we see Pantoja versus Cop, and Pantoja beats Cop too and retains the belt and comes back. And I think Pantoja's the bantam or the flyweight goat. I think he's better. I think he's got better wins than Demetrius Johnson.
So
But
what happens? So you think Van beats Tyra, right?
no, Tyra beats Van,
And then who beats Tyra?
and then Pantoja beats Tyra, and Pantoja retains at the end of the year against Cop.
Oh, okay.
But I would love to see Kyoji versus Pantoja. I think we're gonna see that fight early next year.
I
And I don't know who wins that one.
I think it'll time up with like his return. His return for the belt will time up with Kyoji's #1 contender fight. I feel like this year, and then they'll either early next year or at the end of the year.
I just don't think
I got
Pantoja's.
Pantoja. I got Pantoja over anyone in the division. I don't
just
think
don't.
anyone can beat him.
I just don't know if Pantoja's going to be the same after that injury because his arm got screwed. So,
Yeah, that's a huge factor too. Like, is he even going to be the same after an injury like that too?
like same with Kayla. Like Kayla's neck, like that's like the like.
Yeah, that's gonna destroy your confidence. You know, you're not gonna be doing those things that you were doing when you did that. So I mean,
Like,
that could affect his aggressiveness.
One Kimura and Pantoja's cooked. So
all right, let's get into men's bantamweight now. I think that we all may have something different here. It's a very fun weight.
I think it's the
what do you
best
guys
weight in
got?
the UFC. I think it's the best weight in the UFC.
That's a hot.
Okay, you think it's the best weight in the UFC?
I think it is.
Who
I
do you
think it
think
is.
is going to be the champ at the best weight then?
The bantamweight goat, obviously, Merab Dvalishvili. He's gonna. We'll see what happens with Jan, but I mean, Merab deserves the immediate title shot. I think he wins that rematch, and then nobody else in the division can beat Merab besides Jan. So, pretty self-explanatory. And then I think
Okay,
Sean.
Connor?
I think Sean versus Umar is going to happen, and Sanhagen's going to fight Bautista. Hot take.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Connor, what's your thoughts?
I got Piotr Jan as my champion. I don't think anybody's better than him in that division. I mean that trilogy with Merab has to happen this year once Peter Yan comes with injury. I think Sean O'Malley fights Corey Sandhagen at the White House, but I don't think it'll be for the interim championship. I think they're just gonna fight just because that's a super fight. And then I don't know. I'd like to see a rematch of Merab and Umar if, like, we're waiting on Jan for this long and Merab doesn't want to wait. But I think Merab would wait for the title shot again. And I think Merab deserves a rematch.
So you have Jan?
Yeah, but I think Jan comes back, beats Merab, and then I think he beats Umar at the end of the year as well.
Like I said at the beginning when we said this, but I think all of us are going to have someone different. And I think Peter Yan versus Merab is rightfully going to be our next title fight at the division. Merab is deserving. He's the bantamweight GOAT as of now. But I think Peter Yan defends. I think that he looked amazing his last fight. He's got one of the highest IQs, I think, in the MMA. I think he beats Merab July, August time, and then we get one more fight before the end of the year. And like Connor said, I think we may see Corey versus Sean. I'm taking Sean in that one, and I think that I think Sean's gonna beat Peter. I think Sean's gonna get his belt back. Give me Sugar Sean, champ by the end of the year, gets his belt back.
Hot take. Very hot.
Very hot take, but Sean's my guy. I think he's. I'm gonna say this too. He's gonna KO Peter Yan in 5 rounds this time.
Oh, that's a hot take.
All right, featherweight division. 145. Mason, what's your thoughts?
Larone's gonna beat Mobsar. He's gonna knock him out with an elbow. And then Murphy's gonna fight Volk. He's not gonna beat Volk. And then I think Volk is gonna retain, but don't be surprised if Aljo holds the belt by the end of the year.
Oh God.
And I know that he lost to Mafsar, but I think that was a little bit controversial. But I don't think he's going to lose again.
But I that was controversial, but he has lost already. Connor, who do we have at featherweight?
He said, "Who do we have?" There's only one answer for this question. I mean, if you don't say anybody but who I'm about to say, then you don't know anything about MMA or the UFC, and that's just a fact. There's only one man that will be holding the belt on December 31st, 2026, and that man is John Lord Silva. Arf, 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 arf. Nobody in this division can compete with him. Okay, that was a lucky spinning elbow by Diego. All right, I just want to throw that out there. That was the luckiest spinning elbow I've ever seen in my entire life, and I'm on the Jean Silva train until the wheels fall off. That's my freaking dude, and no one's beating him.
You're right. No one is beating him because he's my champ at the end of the year. Gene Lord Silva is a machine. He lost that fight to Diego Lopez. He was coming back. He lost the first round. Was coming back in that second round. He was winning that second round before the KO. He comes back, fights Arnold Allen, who I'm super high on. I think Arnold Allen's a beast.
Yep.
Beats Arnold Allen pretty convincingly, and I think you do Yair versus Gene. Gene beats Yair, gets the number one. He comes the number one contender, fights Volk at the end of the year, and I'm gonna say that's gonna be our last card of the year. It's gonna be Gene versus Volk in December, and Gene Silva will be our 145-pound champ.
He's gonna go on an absolute tear. He's finishing anybody and everybody they put in front of him.
All right, let's go into lightweight. Connor, who do you got here?
I am like almost 100% certain that we all have the same person. So I think
Yeah, we're pro Ilya on this show.
Yeah, for our next guest, we're actually welcoming Ilya Topuria on the podcast to talk about his.
I wish.
He will be announcing his next fight right now. Ilya, go ahead. But yeah, no, I'm pretty sure everybody in the entire world picks Ilya Topuria to be the champion at the end of the year.
Mason?
Ilya Topuria. No questions asked.
Yeah, I think that Ilya is a machine. I think that he retains this year, but I think he's gonna have a tough fight early next year, and it's gonna be the Max rematch. But
Hey, I've had
yeah,
that too. I had that too.
I think Ilya's gonna retain through this year. He's gonna fight Justin for the belt, win his belt, win the belt when it gets unified, and then I think we see him versus probably Armin. Hopefully he knocks that dude out. I don't like Armin. I think he's kind of a jerk, but yeah, like everyone has said, Ilya will be champ by the end of the year.
Now, don't be surprised if Benoit Saint Denis is fighting for the belt early next year too. I think he might be up there pretty soon.
All right, and then 170 welterweight, a fun weight class at the top.
The real
Connor,
best
who do
weight
you?
class in the UFC.
Yeah, I think it's very it's a good weight class. I think it's very top heavy, and then it kind of dies out. But the top is so good right now.
So good.
Connor, who do you got being the champ by the end of the year?
I had there's another one that I changed. Or I had someone else. Now I'm changing it because I'm feeling really, really biased today because I'm just feeling good. But there's only one man that I see that wins, and I honestly, again, no one's beating him. I don't see it. He didn't lose this. He's never lost in my eyes. Give me Mr. Carlos Prates to have that belt around his waist at the end of the year.
Okay. And how do you think that plays out? How does he get to his title shot?
Easy. So we're gonna
That's a fun weight class.
We're gonna have Ian Gary versus Islam Makhachev. Islam Makhachev's gonna make quick work of Ian Gary, and he's gonna silence that.
Yeah, I think that fight's happen at 328. But
and then he's gonna brutally, and I mean brutally, knock out Michael Morales. It's not gonna be fun. Like I love Michael Morales. I did have him to be the champ at the end of the year originally, but after just looking at Carlos, nope. Carlos is gonna flatline him easily, and that's gonna earn him the title shot. And Carlos is gonna flatline Islam Makhachev at the end of the year.
okay, Mason, what's your thoughts?
I think Islam will retain. I am very worried that he is going to get KO'd by one of these killers in welterweight. I think he is going to fight Ian. I would like him to see him fight Morales instead, but I think he is going to fight Ian. And then I think that I don't know. I think Carlos versus Morales could happen. I think Carlos versus JDM could happen. And then I think Islam will fight either Morales, Carlos, or JDM next. I think he's just he'll beat all of them. He's just like one of the best wrestlers we've ever seen. Sambo God. I don't know. Well, I think it's gonna be Islam.
Yeah, I think this year is gonna really, really test Islam's chin at 170, and I think it's not gonna pass the test. I think that he's gonna get KO'd. I feel like Connor's right. I feel like Carlos versus Morales is gonna be the number one contender fight. We kind of know that Ian Gary versus Islam is gonna happen. I'm pretty sure it's gonna happen at 328, but I'm gonna say Carlos beats Morales and then he chins Islam. And Carlos is also champ at the end of the year. We're gonna have two nerds champions by the end of the year: Carlos Prates and Gene Silva.
Just two, huh?
Just two.
I know why you said that.
Let's go into middleweight because maybe Connor has three nerds.
I know
Yeah,
exactly what he's gonna say.
I think people do forget that there is another nerd, and that man is Kyle Bahadio. And yeah, I think this is the year of the nerds, man. I'm gonna be biased as heck here. I'm all in on the fighting nerds this year. All I want, even Hoopy, man. I know I didn't pick him to be my champion, but that's just because it's Ilya Taporia, and it's Ilya Taporia. But I think the other three will end up being champions by the end of the year. Just because if Hamzat moves up, it opens the door wide open for Kyle, especially if he beats RDR next week. Definitely could find himself in a number one contender fight and definitely a title fight in December.
Mason, what's your middleweight champ at the end of the year?
Okay, so Dana did say that he wants Hamzat to fight before he leaves, like he said he's going to. So I think that he is going to fight Imavov. He's going to get knocked out by Imavov, which is a really hot take. But I think that Imavov might catch him. He might catch him with something in that fight. If it happens, it's probably going to. Strickland's definitely next in line for a title contention fight or a title shot. But DDP is going to beats everybody in this division besides Hamzat. He is going to win the belt.
All right, I'm gonna say that Dana doesn't want Hamzat to go up to 205 yet, and Hamzat is so inactive that we're just gonna see him fight once this year. I think he fights Imavov. He wins the 185 belt, retains his belt. He's the champ at the end of the year. He has looked great since going up to 185. Did have a tough fight against Kamara Usman, but give me Hamza to be champ at the end of the year. But if he does go up, I believe Sean Strickland will be the champ by the end of the year.
Oh,
I think they do. If Hamza goes up, they're definitely going to make Imavov versus Strickland happen, and I think that Strickland's forward pressure against Imavov is going to be too good for Imavov's boxing.
All right.
Let's go into our light heavyweight predictions. I'm going to let Mason go first here. Who do you got being the champ?
Yuri Prohaska is going to hold the belt December 31st, 2026.
Yeah? How is he going to do that?
I think he's going to fight Olberg for the interim. I think that Hamzat is going to get another fight at 185. And then he's just going to retain. I don't really know who he'd fight next. Probably, I think Ankalaev. He would beat Ankalaev he can honestly beat a lot of people in that division. Yeah.
Connor, light heavyweight. Who's your champ on December 31st?
On December 31st, I have a controversial pick. I'm gonna go with Carlos Ulberg to be the 205-pound champion by the end of the year. I think Alex is going up. I think the interim fight will be him and Yuri. I think he beats Yuri, and I think he defends it against either Mirzakhanov or Ankalaev. I think Mirzakhanov could make a run for a title fight this year as well, but I think Ulberg would beat him.
Yeah, I would pick Alex Pereira if he was here, but as everyone kind of knows, he's hinting at going up to heavyweight. I'm gonna go Yuri Prohaska like Mason. I think that they make the Olberg Prohaska fight, and I think Yuri gets the best of Olberg and finishes him. And then at the end of the year, we see Ankalaev versus Prohaska, and Yuri does it again, another KO, and Yuri Prohaska is going to be 2026's Fighter of the Year,
Ooh.
and
Okay.
he will end the year as champ.
All right.
All right, let's get into the weakest division in all of the UFC, the heavyweight division. Connor, would you like to go first, or would you like to give it to Mason?
Mason, you can go first.
Um, I was kind of all over the place with this one. I think if Tom Aspinall is healthy, which he probably won't be, he honestly might uh hang the gloves up if he doesn't get any better. Um, I think that Alex Pereira could. I am gonna go with the hot take. Waldo Cortez Acosta. He will
Okay,
be.
how do you think he's going to get it?
So I think that he is. I was not a fan of him because he fought Derek Lewis, but I think he's really good. I think that he is gonna win all of his fights in 2026. I would like to see him fight Volkov, but what I think it really depends on what happens with Alex. I think if there's an interim championship fight, if Alex doesn't get that, it should be Gane versus Volkov. And then I mean Cortez could fight. I don't know, maybe like Pavlovich or somebody. It's really heavyweight's just so weird now. Um, but if all things go right with Poatan will get the title. But I think Waldo Cortez is going to shock a lot of people, and he's going to hold the belt.
Okay. Connor, who do you got as champ here?
Only one thing comes to mind when I think of the heavyweight champion in 2026, and that is Shama. Shama. I think Alex Pereira goes up to heavyweight, wins the interim title fight at the White House, and then if whoever they want to put him up against at the end of the year, it don't matter who it is. Most likely Waldo Cortez Acosta, just because of his win streak right now, and then he'll destroy Waldo Cortez Acosta in the first round, and then probably retire after that.
Okay. I'm also all over the place here. I do I'm gonna start off with a hot take. Tom Aspinall is champ now. I don't think we ever see Tom Aspinall fight again in the UFC. I think he retires and shifts his focus to boxing. I think his relationship with the UFC is very rocky right now, and I think he just packs up his gloves and leaves. And I think Alex Pereira is coming up. I think him versus Gane's the fight to make. Alex comes up, gets his third title, and I think he retires. And at the end of the year, we see a Volkov versus Waldo Cortez Acosta fight for the interim belt. And I'm gonna go different than all of you guys. I'm gonna say Volkov is the champ by the end of the year.
Oh, I like that. I like that prediction.
I think Volkov beats WCA, and he's our champ at the end of the year because no more Aspinall and no more Pereira. But if Alex Pereira stays at heavyweight, no one's beating him. Heavyweight's just so weak right now.
I like that.
Yeah, I just think he wins it and leaves. He said 1, 2, 3 and done on Instagram or on his Twitter. It's he wins it and leaves after that.
All right. I like that.
But I think that's a wrap on the podcast. You guys got anything?
I do not.
Make sure you follow us on Threads. We'll live thread every fight round by round. So please follow us on Threads. We're trying to make it on the broadcast.
All right. Last thing, we will be back next Sunday. We will be breaking down what happens at this Kavanaugh versus Moreno fight night and give our picks and analysis for UFC 326.
Peace out, boys.
We'll see you next week, guys.